Welcome back, everyone, and today I've got Lord Slayer, and he's brought us something very special today. Kitakami, the premium ship that dated before the Itago, that was brought back with the Salvage for victory with a very hefty price tag. I personally could have also got it, but I didn't want to spend all my resources. Now, it's basically, in terms, like, a little bit of an upgrade on a Kuma hull, basically. Nothing too special, but it does get a hell of a lot of torps. Basically, quintuple launchers, basically like 20 torp launchers on each side. So, that's a lot of torp power. His teammates, Yami, Kerr, First Palmer, and Agato. He's on with the Yami side. The only downside about the Kitakami is that it has a really long torp reload. Like, really long. Like, we're going to hover it over here for you. And he's running the deep water, which are 20Ks. There's also the normal ones, which are like, I think Volrum has Kitakami too, and I think he said they're about like 14 to 15K. But the reload is pretty long also. I think he was also saying that between every, and that's per torp tube too. So, well, actually, that's not as bad on these ones. Let's see how long it takes on this. Yeah, it takes about like 5 minutes for all these torps to basically load. That's a lot of time, especially for an asymmetric battle. So, he's spinning almost about a third of the match just waiting for torp tubes. Because it's only got one torp tube right now. It's, if anything, this ship was mainly for the memes. I think that's what I believe that's what he said even in his message he sent to me, was that it's more for a meme boat. I do like the flag though. The flag is nice, the Xanta flag, that is nice. So let me bring it up for you. The email that he sent me. Just so, yep, he did say meme boat achieved. Sorry about that. Yeah, he basically said it was a meme boat. AA value of 9, which for him means you're screwed if you meet a CV. Torpedoes are the main damage dealers. As you can tell, the guns are pretty anemic. Yeah, he says, is it worth it? It depended on the player. I mean, he's been around since open betas. And he says, when it was announced, I was only like 10 stages short of using coal. But he mostly got it for the, and I quote, the LOLs. And then basically in his message he says, you're essentially a tier 4 ship at tier 10. Smoke speed, maneuvering are going to be your friends. You're only got 28,500, as you can see on the screen. Unless you get the Citadel, most armor pins, AP shells will just overpin. Get the Citadel, and the thing is going to be deleted. Now, that AP overpenetration will mostly be overpenetration from probably high caliber battlefields. But cruisers will delete you. I was in a match personally with a super tester one, and I saw him basically, and the player I was with was in a Colombo, and the semi-armor piercing shell just wiped the Kitakami off the map. So this thing, once it's spotted, it will get deleted. Especially if it's a subpar player. Non-subpar player, probably do some stuff. Their Yami, though, is charging in, which isn't a good sign. On the other side, though, they pretty much wiped it all out. So it really just comes down to Slayer staying alive. Because once the AM go down, he will be focused. see, there's the armor piercing. Let's get some overpins right now. Does get some good deep water hits on it though. But I think the Yami, if the Yami doesn't keep moving forward and just stays in reverse, he'll be fine. He can bow tank the North Coast. He can bow tank the Veneto. Hell, the Veneto is going to turn broadside to him. And, right, you can do... For some of you, though, since... I don't really understand why. The Veneto... Yami has more health, but the guns are looking at Slayer. But, I mean, like you said... and like I said, we're only like 5 minutes. Had he waited the full 5 minutes, there would have been nothing left. I know Volram, when he would play it, he would wait the full 5 minutes and then just meme spam a huge ass swall of normal torps out. Is it funny? Absolutely. Oh, and the Gato is just wrecking the center. So it's basically just a free-for-all basically going on everywhere. Because the Gato will kill the Amagi if it's torp through it. And I honestly thought that would have been a dead Veneta, or dead North Cup. There it goes. Oh wow, that Gato is pretty low though. Although it looks like something just got a good hit on it. Pretty sure that was the sub though. But over that fast, that's one of the fastest matches I've seen. But like you say, the damage is kind of anemic. It's more, like you said, it's mostly for the LOLs and the memes. Practicality, I think you'd be better off just taking a normal cruiser into tier 10. I know I saw some things on the Discord that some people had gotten the camo and they said it was ugly as hell. But that is Kitakami. If you want to see more of this, more Kitakami, let me know in the comments. And if asymmetric battles comes around again, I'll let Slayer know and he can provide us with some more footage. But like he got 4,000 free XP, a decent amount of credits though for that. So he was obviously running boosters. And see, in asymmetric battles, the sub, the battleships, everything outdid him. I had a couple matches with Volram that he was scoring middle. So it does depend. I mean, like if the team knows what they're doing and you're in a Kitakami, you're gonna end up on the bottom. That's what it's gonna come down to. Like. And you can see by the damage, oddly enough, he did a decent amount with his guns. But you see, with just torps, that was only 10 torps. It's just a pure torp meme boat. Am I, disappointed that I didn't get it? Or wasn't going to get it? No, the only ship that interested me was the defense. I think it was, defense. But see, he was running... pretty good credit booster. So that was 400,000. If you take that 400,000 away, it would not have been pretty. Like it would have only been like 100,000. And he was running a red booster on the free XP, which I totally get. Commander XP, it does need a special captain. You need a dedicated captain for this boat. You can't crew train on it. That's without a doubt. Like, you need a pure dedicated captain for Kitakami. And I know a lot of players, unless you've been around since, like, Slayer, closed beta, alpha testing, those kind of things, and have the resources, have the Commander XP, and can afford that, it's not really worth it. But that is Kitakami. If you want to know my personal views on the Salvage for Victory, I think it's just a way for Wargaming to just soak up all the resources players have and then basically make them pay more to get those resources back. That's what I think. That's what Flamu said. And I have to agree with him. I think it's just a way for them to start reopening their wallets. Personally, that's what I think. Also, because if they change the battle pass going into this 13.0, it's just going to be more wallets opening up, and I can't agree with that. I love the battle pass, but I can, get on board with people opening their wallets more. I can't. But I feel like the Salvage for Victory was just for spending resources. But in terms of Slayer, going back to Slayer, rotating back to him again, a very decent display of Kitakami. I'm sure he'll provide more Kitakami footage for us in the future, folks.